Hi, Tate, you're here. We are from Mustang 8.0 from Indonesia, and we're so excited. How are you doing?
Doing so good. I mean, the time zones are really freaking me out. The fact that it's light outside and it's dark here is kind of weird.
It is like 9 o'clock in the morning here. So what time is it there at your end? Where are you at right now anyway?
I'm in Calgary, Canada. It's 8:30 p.m. So.
Oh, so that's like 13 hours difference.
Oh, yeah.
Quite amazing. Nice. Anyway, I'm super excited. You are here talking to me right now. At 17, you are right now. You just performed your viral tune, You Broke Me First, at the VMA pre-show. Congrats. Nominated even for Push Best New Artist. How are you feeling about all of this?
Honestly, I was so speechless when I found out about everything. The moment that I found out I got into the top 6 for Best Push New Artist, I freaked out. It was the craziest moment ever. That category was so hard, and I was just kind of shocked that I was even grouped into those individuals. And then being able to perform and be able to make my own television debut with one of my favorite songs that I've written was really, really exciting for me. So it was cool.
But so the best thing about the VMAs is that the fans actually get to vote for it. Who did you tell to vote? Okay, you guys got to vote for me, please. Family, mother, grandma.
I definitely told my family. Even my grandpa with his little iPad voted a couple times. And then, my friends, obviously, they were voting and they were super supportive. And then, the rest was kind of out of my hands.
But your VMA performance, it's so good. And there is no doubt, we all know that you are multi-talented. I don't think anyone dances like you in the business. So let's start here. You were introduced to the world at 12 years old because I remember watching this particular season of So You Think You Can Dance. And you were already so good. And it's that was 5 years ago. How has all that discipline of developing your craft as a dancer translate into your music career development? I mean, what lessons has it taught you that prepared you for this one coming?
It's definitely taught me a lot of lessons transitioning from the dance world to the singing world. I think I always say this, to be a dancer, you need to have a really tough skin and you need to have the discipline and the motivation to get through really, really, really long days of painful dancing. And I remember just competing until 3 in the morning some days and dancing 15-hour days. And, I feel like it definitely preps you mentally and physically because you're just kind of ready to work under pressure no matter what.
So that's definitely prepared you for this new career that you have. And as a dancer, music is already an integral part of your expression, but singing is something different. Where or when did it actually start for you?
Well, I started dancing when I was around 7. And then I remember I told my mom when I was 9 years old, I was like, I'm gonna make this happen. I'm gonna work my butt off and I'm gonna want to train really hard. She was like, okay, if you're ready. So I worked my butt off for so long. And then, started to grow as a dancer and get recognized in the dance world, and put myself out there, and then was on So You Can Dance, doing dance competitions all the time. And then I was always kind of singing around the house and doing a few singing lessons here and there. Then I started a YouTube channel, started writing original songs, and then it all kind of took off from there.
So that was your practice. Was that the turning point for you where you realized oh, I can do this and this is fun? And is that practice that you challenge yourself to write a new song every single week on your YouTube channel? Or is that a consistent challenge to, wanting to be consistent, to be better? What was the reason you challenge yourself every week a new song? Every week, that's a short time.
First of all, I wanted to challenge myself, and I kind of made a promise to all my fans. I was like, I'm going to post every single Friday. So I did that, but then also I was also going to a really emotional teenager at that point. So I had a lot of feelings and a lot of things I needed to get out. So I just was always writing songs. And I was like, might as well release them. I mean, there's nothing extra involved. I can just release whatever I want. And so I did that. It was a challenge, but it was also a good outlet for me, for sure.
So you spoke about outlet for writing songs. Where do you find your angles? Because you said there's a lot of emotion that you're going through because your songs are very honest and very easy to understand and feel with. Is it like one particular song comes from a particular emotion, or how does it work for you usually when you write your songs?
It really depends. I think I'm like, my mind works a mile a minute, and I have so many things going through my brain every single second that, you know, I, instead of talking like an outrageous amount, I try to put into a song and cut it short a little bit. So that's usually just like what my outlet is. And also I'm really bad at talking about my emotions, like in real life, because I'm a very private person. So, you know, music is kind of my one way to actually talk about things I'm really feeling and not, you know, have my perspective and make sure that it's really clear and make sure that I can just spit out whatever's sitting on my chest. And it's, you know, it's really good therapy for me. Writing has always been.
How good has it been writing though, especially in the last couple of months we have to stay at home? Has there been some extra outlets? Have you been writing some extra songs in regards to what you've been experiencing lately?
Yeah, I've definitely been having a lot of Zoom sessions, writing sessions. And it's very weird. It's very mixed emotions because human connection is a huge part of writing songs, and feeling the vibe of the room and being with other people, them sharing their opinions. But on Zoom it's kind of weird through a computer, but I feel like it's forced me to pull from other inspirations and you know, try and play with my brain and challenge my brain to take from other places like Pinterest or, you know, pictures and photographs. And you know, it's been a cool challenge lately, and also trying to figure out how to write a song virtually. So I've been doing that a lot.
Is it a big change? So when you get to spend some time in the studio with other songwriters and now you're doing things virtually on your own or via Zoom, is it a significant change from what you're used to?
Oh, it's a huge difference. You know, I was constantly writing in LA and writing like in big places in New York and Toronto, and now I'm like in my room trying to draw, you know, inspiration for my water bottle, and you know, and only my thoughts. Like it's super weird because it's only yourself, and then you're kind of stuck with, you know, they send you a loop of a guitar, they send you like a little clip, and you have to work with that, and you have to work with exactly what you're given right on the spot. So it's definitely been a tricky process to understand, but I feel like since I started so early in quarantine writing, that it's gotten a lot easier by now.
Okay, so can we expect anything to be released from this experience in your upcoming EP that is also coming out? Is that a dream or a thing, you know, a point checked out for your bucket list?
Yes, for sure. I'm like totally gonna release songs from quarantine. There's been some cool people I've worked with and am working with, so I can't wait to release new songs hopefully in the next year. I'm also releasing like every single month, hopefully, new songs. So,
well, it's different now. On YouTube, you release every single week, but this is now every single month, big production. So that is like, girl, that's like a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 levels up, man. That's congratulations. You must be super stoked about this.
Oh yeah, it's sick.
But this is a really interesting question because I feel like how important is balance in your life? All right, you are 17 years old and you're always so used to being so disciplined because you set yourself, you work your butt off as a dancer, now you're making it as a, you know, as a musician as well and doing really, really well. So what does a typical productive day in Tate's life look like? Do you like have specific routines or specific schedules that you adhere to? Because you know how a lot of these big CEOs have like, oh, I wake up every morning at 4 a.m. and meditate and things like that. Do you have any specific routines?
I do not wake up at 4 a.m. Let me tell you that. I like to sleep. You know, I usually wake up around like 8 and then I'll go and do schoolwork because I'm finished And then usually I'll do some work in the day, whatever I need to do for music. In the summertime, I do like writing sessions all day long for like 6 hours. And then I usually go to dance in the nighttime. So, and that's usually on the weekdays. And then sometimes I try to fit and hang with friends on the weekend to be somewhat social. But that hasn't happened over COVID for sure. So
So how do you give yourself a breather?
I think seeing friends is a huge thing. Balance. You don't realize how important it is until you're hit with it, where you feel really lonely and you've been traveling and working your butt off and you feel like, oh my gosh, I need to stop. And then that's where your friends come in to par and they can actually make you feel like you're a normal person, and you're not going insane. So.
Oh, that's awesome. So you prove really, because you also have schoolwork to juggle with and you're graduating soon. So how, you prove that dedication, consistencies, with that, nothing is impossible. So are there any dreams that you would love to see fulfilled? It could be anything, super random.
This is like a long shot.
Okay.
It's a really big long shot, but one of my biggest dreams, well, it used to be before this year, was to perform at an award show. But like the VMAs, that was like a massive dream of mine. I mean, one of the biggest dreams though, performing at the Grammys, but I'd have to work obviously that's a big long shot, but that would be one of my biggest dreams ever.
But you're one of the most disciplined and dedicated person ever, I'm sure. And your journey has only just begun, man. So, wow. And at this point, in the last year itself, it's crazy what a roller coaster ride you must have been in.
It's been intense, especially over quarantine. I can't believe we've been doing so much.
Do you feel like you're actually busier during quarantine than actually not?
Oh yeah, literally the past 5 months have been insanely busy. Even though I've been in my room, I feel like when you cut out all the in-between traveling and getting from place to place, you realize how much work you actually have to do. and then it's all jammed into one day.
Yeah, and you only realize how much time you actually waste on other things, like commuting and things when you're in your room all the time, so you get a lot more things done. But speaking of dreams and long shot, I know when all this is over, you get some time to breathe, you get to see the world again. If you could go on an international tour when all this is over, which country, where would you start?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
you can squeeze in a holiday too, it's okay, no one judges.
City-wise, I think if I were to pick one place to go back to, it would be Amsterdam. Honestly, that was the craziest place to go to. I didn't realize how amazing the fans were. Also I would love to travel to I don't know, there's so many places I want to go to, like Australia, Southeast Asia, there's, I feel like I want to go all around the world and travel and see the world, and, the best part is you get to play music at the same time, so.
That's awesome. The last question for me. See, you have been working so hard since you were very, very little, and now things, something new is falling into place, big time for you. What's one thing you would tell anyone dedicating their time to pursue their passions right now?
Honestly, I think if you want something really bad, go and get it. I feel like there's a lot of time to hang around and do whatever you want, chill, whatever. But I feel like if you're really motivated to get something, literally go and get it. You'll be able to get it if you work hard enough and if you put enough into the universe. I feel like hard work can actually beat any talent any day. So I feel like if you have a big dream, might as well just go for it. Don't doubt yourself, ever.
Thank you so much. We hope your big dream to perform at the Grammys with nominations, of course, will come true. in the next couple of years, hopefully sooner than later. And Tate, thank you so much for your time. It's been a pleasure to get to know you, because I'm excited at what songs you get to release next, because, you know, you take people listening to your songs on a roller coaster emotional ride. So I think that's always good, especially if you're in quarantine right now, like feeling all sorts of things. So thank you so much. And since I'm from Indonesia, maybe do you have anything you would love to say, since Indonesia is definitely one of the biggest TikTok consumers, and that song, You Broke Me First, is definitely viral there.
Oh, I mean, I would just have to say thank you guys for listening to my song. It means the world, and I can't believe that it's doing so well globally. It's crazy, and I appreciate it so much.